Hello, Aries. Welcome to your intuitive reading. I hope that you're doing well. I'm going to dive into the message for the sign of Aries. And I'd like to mention that these are collective readings, so take what resonates for you only and leave the rest. Hello and welcome, everybody. My name is Paige. And for those of you who have been with me for quite a few years, you may recognize that I am not in my normal location. I am doing these readings out of Solace Farms Day Retreat here in Chester Springs, Pennsylvania today. If any of you are close to Chester Springs, Pennsylvania, definitely stop by and visit our website, solacefarmsretreat.com. Check out all the amazing services that we have listed to provide, and they keep growing and evolving as we humans are as well. So anyway, Aries, getting that out of the way, let's dive into your message. Oh, we actually want to start with the Heavenly Bodies Astrology deck to get a flavor on the energy of this reading. And we are in quite a big energetic shift right now. And I talk about that in a previous video that I had posted on my channel about Pluto. Pluto is now moving forward, station direct as of today, of October 14th. Venus has moved into one of her home signs of Libra. So there's a lot of new movement, new inner working parts happening. All right, Aries, let's dive into the message for you. Thank you. That was quick. We have the South Node. This keeps coming up, Aries. So you're not the only one. You're about the third or fourth zodiac that received the South Node out of this entire deck. The South Node of the Moon. This is our past experiences, our past karma, the lessons that we're meant to learn from our past, and then release, let go, move on, grow, evolve, change. It is known as the tail of the dragon. And what do we do at the tail end of anything? We excrete, we release. Sorry for that analogy, but that is the truth. All right, so what do we have for Aries, and what is Aries destined to release? That is a Pluto, that is exactly what this Pluto energy. Pluto stationed retrograde in the beginning of May of this year. And that really pulled the energy. Pluto is the shadow, the hidden aspects of self, the subconscious, the unconscious, the depths of ourselves. It's known as the underworld. And when Pluto moves stationed retrograde in May, I certainly experienced that quite abruptly, and it takes us within. It shows us our shadow. It shows us our unconscious patterns. It brings up all of the stuff from the past, whether you're experiencing it in real time or you're having memories. Pluto is the planet of transformation, death, and rebirth. One of the rulers of Scorpio. Ooh, okay. So now that Pluto is beginning to move forward, we are coming out of that cocoon phase of being in the underworld, and there's more of a push as to, all right, now it's time to release this. No longer operating under this old operating system of the past. Learn from it, grow, evolve, let go. Okay. So what is the message for Aries? What is Aries destined to release at this time? is Aries destined to release? Nine of Cups in reverse. Something that you had really emotionally invested in. It seemed like it was, and this could be a relationship, it speaks to your heart. It speaks to that Venus energy. Now Venus moving into Libra. We are being prompted to bring more balance within our relationships. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse, the Tower in reverse. And the Eight of Swords. Strength in reverse. So Aries, it seems as though you may still be operating under an old operating system. I just keep hearing it that way. I'm sorry. An old program, old pain, ego as well. Aries, a lot of fire and will and determination and drive. When I see the Strength card in reverse, that is all pushing, forcing with ego. Forcing to make things appear to be the way that you want them to feel, the way you want them to be, not seeing, not picking up on the important signs. And with the Tower in reverse, these aren't subtle. This is like the universe is knocking at your door saying, hey, Aries, wake up, wake up. What you are doing here is coming apart. It's meant to. You're not meant to operate in this way any longer. And then we have the Eight of Swords upright. There's a disconnect. You're not connected. You're not connected to yourself. You're not connected to your heart, and you're not connecting to others at the level, the depth that you're meant to. There's something from the past or some way of being, past way of being, that you're destined to release. So it can get uncomfortable when we don't recognize our Pluto transits. We don't recognize when the universe is really speaking to us loudly, and we just feel the discomfort, and we try to force and push and make things be the way that we want them to be. We get rude awakenings over and over and over again until we are finally brought to a space of, well, I know for me, I had a very strong ego. I became very humbled rapidly when I wasn't reading into the signs, paying attention and listening to the inner voice and my spirit guides. You want to feel a certain way. You're not quite getting it, but you're also not recognizing that old ways won't work. Old ways don't work anymore. And now you feel disconnected. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. Okay. There is a sense of due diligence here. There is a sense of okay. So, Aries, there's something that you had built or have been in the process of building, growing, creating. This is in reverse. You're not slowing down enough to pay attention to how it is that you need to nurture the energy, nurture the creation. Instead, I see there's boots on the ground. Now, this isn't a bad thing, but this is really an old way of doing things. Well, if things keep coming apart, I'm going to just keep putting them back together again, over and over and over again, because I want to feel a certain way. I feel this is like Venus, you know, whether it's in your environment, I want things to feel a certain aesthetic. Whether it's in your relationship, I want to feel a certain way in relationship. Whether it's your own personal body, your own personal experience here, it's doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, which is the definition of insanity. And I feel like the Tower in reverse with the Nine of Swords, that you're kind of driving yourself a little mad by repeating. They're showing me the analogy of building a sandcastle at the edge of the sea, and the waves keep coming in and crashing it down, and then you keep trying to rebuild in the same place, not noticing that if I move, maybe if I pivot, if I change course, if I change direction, I might have a better foundation to build upon. So there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of worry, there's a lot of, this isn't working out the way I thought it was going to, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Let me just keep trying. Let me just keep pushing and forcing and making something happen the way I always have. It always used to work before. Why isn't it not working now? Well, number one, you're not connecting. You're not connecting to yourself or others. There's an energy that's pulled away from deeply connecting to even what it is that you're trying to create. There's still fire there. You're still going to the beat of your own drum. Yet, Five of Swords in reverse, Five of Pentacles upright, Four of Swords in reverse. You're in your head a little too much. You're letting your mind take over. This worry, this anxiety, this how am I going to figure this out? You're not listening to the messages that are coming to you. See those crows? You may actually be seeing crows. They're messengers. I feel like it's a bit of a wake-up call. But your thoughts are going towards this lack mentality or feeling left out. The door has been shut. Either there's a fear of this or this is an actual experience. And with the Four of Swords in reverse, this is Spirit's wake-up call. Aries, it's time to slow down. You're not taking enough time to yourself to rest, to contemplate, to build a healthy mentality. Change of perspective here. You're operating on an old operating system. They just keep saying that. Okay. What kind of advice or extra message do we have for Aries? It's going to get better, but sometimes we have to keep sometimes we have to exhaust ourselves doing things one way before we realize that this actually isn't going to work. There's something deeper here I'm meant to learn. There's something deeper here I'm meant to evolve out of with the South Node. There's something deeper here I'm meant to release. What is that? Is there anything else we can give Aries Spirit? Okay. Grace. Thank you. Yeah. There is a rebirth that is happening. You may not fully see it or recognize it right now, but you know, the process of growth is messy and it's confusing, and we do have to play out all of our inner children and our old ways and our fears or doubts or worries or temper tantrums even. But Spirit is saying flow through this energy with grace. Allow yourself to release the past, release the old ways. They won't work anymore. You can keep trying. You can keep trying to build that sandcastle at the edge of the sea, but the waves will come in and knock it down once again. Something you thought was going to be a certain way is not turning out to be that way. But if you let go of the way that you think it should be, it's going to turn out to be even more glorious and beautiful and miraculous and wonderful than you ever expected, because there is a rebirth here. So turn this strength right side up. Don't operate from ego. Operate from that soul self, that soul strength, a deeper inner knowing, a primordial knowing of things are going to work out just fine. I can't see the way yet. I'm kind of disconnected right now. There's a lot of frustration here, but take some time to yourself and meditate, contemplate on what it is that you are destined to release and let go of at this time. And that's what I have for you this time around, Aries. I hope that you found this to be helpful for you. I'm sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.